name's Johnny.
El is not a man, that he should lie, neither the son of a dam, that he should repent. Has he said, and shall he not do it? Or has he spoken, and shall he not make it good? Bamidbar, Numbers 23:19 at Sefer.
So this topic is probably going to ruffle some feathers, make people mad, but I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to tell the truth. Some of you are sitting up under false preachers and teachers. And there's a price to pay for sitting under false preachers and teachers. If your pastor or leader is sleeping around on his wife, you should not be under that preacher or teacher. Most of you say, oh, well, you forgive them. But have they repented? That's the big question. Some of you are under people who prophesy. Prophesying is good if you're prophesying under the right person. Because in this lesson you'll learn Baal has prophets that can prophesy as well. So this is to teach you what happens to the remnant of those who sit under false teachers and the punishment for being a false teacher.
Warning to you who have flocks. Yes, Hayahu, Isaiah 9:20 Sefer. And all the people shall know, even Ephraim and the inhabitant of Shomron, that say in the pride and stoutness of heart, the bricks are fallen down, but we will build with hewn stones. The sycamores are cut down, but we will change them into cedars. Therefore Ahiah shall set up the adversaries of Ritzin against him, and join his enemies together, the Aramim before, and the Pelishtim behind, and they shall devour Yashrul with open mouth. For all this his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. For the people turns not unto him that smites them, neither do they seek Ahiat Sevedath. Therefore Ahiah will cut off from Yashrul head and tail, branch and rush in one day. The ancient and honorable, he is the head, and the prophet that teaches lies, he is the tail. For the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed. Therefore Adonai shall have no joy in their young men, neither shall have mercy on their fatherless and widows. For every one is a hypocrite and an evildoer, and every mouth speaks folly. For all this his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. For wickedness burns as the fire. It shall devour the briars and thorns, and shall kindle in the thickets of the forest, and they shall mount up like the lifting up of smoke. Through the wrath of Ahiat Severoth is the land darkened, and the people shall be as the fuel of the fire. No man shall spare his brother. And he shall snatch on the right hand, and be hungry, and he shall eat on the left hand, and they shall not be satisfied. They shall eat every man the flesh of his own arm. Yeshikel Ezekiel 13:23 Sefer. And the word of Ahiah came unto me, saying, Son of a dam, prophesy against the prophets of Yashrul that prophesy, and say unto them that prophesy out of their own hearts, Hear ye the word of Ahiah. Thus says Adonai Ahiah, Woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own ruach, and have seen nothing. O Yashrul, your prophets are like the foxes in the deserts. Ye have not gone up into the gaps, neither made up the hedge for the house of Yashrul to stand in the battle in the day of Ahiah. They have seen vanity and lying divination, saying, Ahiah says, and Ahiah has not sent them, and they have made others to hope that they would confirm the word. Have ye not seen a vain vision, and have ye not spoken a lying divination, whereas ye say, Ahiah says it, albeit I have not spoken? Therefore thus says Adonai Ahiah, because ye have spoken vanity and seen lies, therefore, behold, I am against you, says Adonai Ahiah. And my hand shall be upon the prophets that see vanity and that divine lies. They shall not be in the assembly of my people, neither shall they be written in the writing of the house of Yashrul, neither shall they enter into the land of Yashrul. And ye shall know that I am Adonai Ahiah. Because they have seduced my people, saying, Peace, and there was no peace. And one built up a wall, and lo, others daubed it with untempered mortar. Say unto them which daub it with untempered mortar, that it shall fall. There shall be an overflowing shower, and ye, O great hailstones, shall fall, and a stormy wind shall rend it. Lo, when the wall is fallen, shall it not be said unto you, Where is the daubing wherewith ye have daubed it? Therefore thus says Adonai Ahiah, I will even rend it with a stormy wind in my fury, and there shall be an overflowing shower in my anger, and great hailstones in my fury to consume it. So will I break down the wall that ye have daubed with untempered mortar, and bring it down to the ground, so that the foundation thereof shall be discovered, and it shall fall, and ye shall be consumed in the midst thereof, and ye shall know that I am Ahiah. Thus will I accomplish my wrath upon the wall, and upon them that have daubed it with untempered mortar, and will say unto you, the wall is no more, neither they that daubed it, to wit, the prophets of Yashrol, which prophesy concerning Jerusalem, and which see visions of peace for her, and there is no peace, says Adonai. Likewise, son of a dam, set your face against the daughters of your people, which prophesy out of their own heart, and prophesy against them, and say, Thus says Adonai, Woe to the women that sew pillows to all armholes, and make kerchiefs upon the head of every stature to hunt souls. Will ye hunt the souls of my people, and will ye save the souls alive that come unto you? And will ye pollute me among my people for handfuls of barley, and for pieces of bread, to slay the souls that should not die, and to save the souls alive that should not live, by your lying to my people that hear your lies? Wherefore thus says Adonai, Behold, I am against your pillows, wherewith ye there hunt the souls to make them fly, and I will tear them from your arms, and will let the souls go, even the souls that ye hunt to make them fly. Your veils also will I tear, and deliver my people out of your hand, and they shall be no more in your hand to be hunted, and ye shall know that I am Ahia. Because with lies ye have made the heart of the righteous sad, whom I have not made sad, and strengthened the hands of the wicked, that he should not return from his wicked way, by promising him life. Therefore ye shall see no more vanity, nor divine divinations, for I will deliver my people out of your hand, and ye shall know that I am Ahia.
Yirmiyahu, Jeremiah 23:37-40 Sefer. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, says Ahiah. Therefore thus says Ahiah Elohai of Yashrol against the pastors that feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock, and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, says Ahiah. And I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all countries whither I have driven them, and will bring them again to their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase. And I will set up shepherds over them which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking, says Ahiah. Behold, the days come, says Ahiah, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. In his days Yehudah shall be saved, and Yashrol shall dwell safely, and this is his name whereby he shall be called, Ahiah Tzidkenu. Therefore, behold, the days come, says Ahiah, that they shall no more say, Ahiah lives, which brought up the children of Yashrol out of the land of Mitzrayim, but Ahiah lives, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Yashrol out of the north country, and from all countries whither I had driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. My heart within me is broken because of the prophets. All my bones shake. I am like a drunken man, and like a man whom wine has overcome, because of Yahuwah, and because of the words of his holiness. For the land is full of those who break wedlock. For because of swearing the land mourns, the pleasant places of the wilderness are dried up, and their course is evil, and their force is not right. For both prophet and priest are profane. Yea, in my house have I found their wickedness, says Ahiah. Wherefore their way shall be unto them as slippery ways in the darkness. They shall be driven on, and fall therein. For I will bring evil upon them, even the year of their visitation, says Ahiah. And I have seen folly in the prophets of Shomron. They prophesied in Baal, and caused my people Yashrol to err.
Here. What is another name for Baal? So when they say the Lord said, you know who they're commenting about. Lord means Baal.
I have seen also in the prophets of Jerusalem a horrible thing. They break wedlock and walk in lies. They strengthen also the hands of evildoers, that none returns from his wickedness. They are all of them unto me as Sedom, and the inhabitants thereof as Amorah. Therefore thus says Ahiah Tsevaoth concerning the prophets, Behold, I will feed them with wormwood, and make them drink the water of gall. For from the prophets of Jerusalem is profaneness gone forth into all the land. Thus says Ahiah Tsevaoth, Hearken not unto the words of the prophets that prophesy unto you. They make you vain. They speak a vision of their own heart, and not out of the mouth of Ahiah. They say still unto them that despise me, Ahiah has said, Ye shall have peace. And they say unto everyone that walks after the imagination of his own heart, No evil shall come upon you. For who has stood in the counsel of Ahiah, and has perceived and heard his word? Who has marked his word, and heard it? Behold, a whirlwind of Ahiah is gone forth in fury, even a grievous whirlwind. It shall fall grievously upon the head of the wicked. The anger of Ahiah shall not return, until he have executed, until he have performed the thoughts of his heart. In the latter days ye shall consider it perfectly. I have not sent these prophets, yet they ran. I have not spoken to them, yet they prophesied. But if they had stood in my counsel, and had caused my people to hear my words, then they should have turned them from their evil way, and from the evil of their doings.
I want you to understand the meaning of that verse. The meaning of that verse is if they're sent by the Father to prophesy, the prophecy will do something to turn you away from your wicked ways. Maybe you're a fornicator, or maybe you're an adulterer. He will see that you're an adulterer or a fornicator, bring it to your attention, and then tell you about yourself and how to fix it. That is what a true prophet is supposed to do. Not prophesy about your car, your house, your job. That's not what the Most High cares about prophesying for.
Am I Elohai at hand, says Ahiah, and not Elohai afar off? Can any hide himself in secret places that I shall not see him? Says Ahiah, do not I fill the heavens and the earth? Says Ahiah, I have heard what the prophet said, that prophecy lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed, I have dreamed. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets, that prophecy lies? Yea, they are prophets of the deceit of their own heart, which think to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams, which they tell every man to his neighbor, as their fathers have forgotten my name for Baal. The prophet that has a dream, let him tell a dream, and he that has my word, let him speak my word faithfully. What is the chaff to the wheat? Says Ahiah. Is not my word like as a fire? Says Ahiah, and like a hammer that breaks the rock in pieces. Therefore, behold, I am against the prophets, says Ahiah, that steal my words every one from his neighbor. Behold, I am against the prophets, says Ahiah, that use their tongues and say, he says. Behold, I am against them that prophesy false dreams, says Ahiah, and do tell them, and cause my people to err by their lies and by their lightness. Yet I sent them not, nor commanded them. Therefore they shall not profit this people at all, says Ahiah. And when this people, or the prophet, or a priest, shall ask you, saying, what is the burden of Ahiah? You shall then say unto them, what burden? I will even forsake you, says Ahiah. And as for the prophet, and the priest, and the people that shall say, the burden of Ahiah, I will even punish that man and his house. Thus shall ye say every one to his neighbor, and every one to his brother, what has Ahiah answered? And what has Ahiah spoken? And the burden of Ahiah shall ye mention no more. For every man's word shall be his burden. For ye have perverted the words of the living Elohim, of Ahiah Tsevath our Elohim. Thus shall you say to the prophet, what has Ahiah answered you? And what has Ahiah spoken? But since ye say, the burden of Ahiah, therefore thus says Ahiah, because ye say this word, the burden of Ahiah, and I have sent unto you, saying, ye shall not say, the burden of Ahiah. Therefore, behold, even I, will utterly forget you, and I will forsake you, and the city that I gave you and your fathers, and cast you out of my presence, and I will bring an everlasting reproach upon you, and a perpetual shame which shall not be forgotten. Devarim, Deuteronomy 18:22 Sefer. But the prophet, which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other Elohim, even that prophet shall die. And if you say in your heart, how shall we know the word which Ahiah has not spoken? When a prophet speaks in the name of Ahiah, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which Ahiah has not spoken, but the prophet has spoken it presumptuously, you shall not be afraid of him. Yes, Hayahu, Isaiah 39:14 Sefer. That this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the Torah of Ahiah, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. Get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, because the Holy One of Yashrul to cease from before us. Wherefore thus says the Holy One of Yashrul, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon. Therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking comes suddenly at an instant. And he shall break it as the breaking of the potter's vessel that is broken in pieces. He shall not spare, so that there shall not be found in the bursting of it, assured to take fire from the hearth, or to take water withal out of the pit. Yes, Hayahu, Isaiah 30:15-20 Sefer. For thus says Adonai Ahiah, the Holy One of Yashrul, in returning and rest shall ye be saved. In quietness and in confidence shall be your strength. and ye would not. But ye said, No, for we will flee upon horses. Therefore shall ye flee, and we will ride upon the swift. Therefore shall they that pursue you be swift. 1,000 shall flee at the rebuke of one. At the rebuke of 5 shall ye flee, till ye be left as a beacon upon the top of a mountain, and as an ensign on a hill. And therefore will Ahia wait, that he may be gracious unto you, and therefore will he be exalted, that he may have mercy upon you. For Ahia is an Elohai of judgment. Blessed are all they that wait for him. For the people shall dwell in Sion at Jerusalem. Ye shall weep no more. He will be very gracious unto you at the voice of your cry. When he shall hear it, he will answer you. And though Adonai give you the bread of adversity, and the water of affliction, yet shall not your teachers be removed into a corner any more, but your eyes shall see your teachers.
Now, in this verse, it tells you, you will know your teachers when you see them, because they will speak to your spirit, to your soul, and you will understand what they're speaking of. Hence, following the Torah and repenting.
Yeshayahu Isaiah 31:27 Sefer. And your ears shall hear a word behind you, saying, This is the way, walk ye in it, when ye turn to the right hand, and when ye turn to the left. Ye shall defile also the covering of your graven images of silver, and the ornament of your molten images of gold. Ye shall cast them away as a menstruous cloth. You shall say unto it, Get you hence. Then shall he give the rain of your seed, that ye shall sow the ground withal, and bread of the increase of the earth, and it shall be fat and plenteous. In that day shall your cattle feed in large pastures. The oxen likewise, and the young asses that ear the ground shall eat clean provender, which has been winnowed with the shovel and with the fan. And there shall be upon every high mountain, and upon every high hill, rivers and streams of waters in the day of the great slaughter, when the towers fall. Moreover, the light of the moon shall be as the light of the sun, and the light of the sun shall be sevenfold, as the light of 7 days, in the day that Ahia binds up the breach of his people, and heals the stroke of their wound. Behold, the name of Ahia comes from far, burning with his anger, and the burden thereof is heavy. His lips are full of indignation, and his tongue as a devouring fire. Yeshayahu Isaiah 30:27-32 Sefer. Behold, the name of Ahia comes from far, burning with his anger, and the burden thereof is heavy. His lips are full of indignation, and his tongue as a devouring fire, and his breath as an overflowing stream shall reach to the midst of the neck, to sift the nations with the sieve of vanity. And there shall be a bridle in the jaws of the people, causing them to err. Ye shall have a song, as in the night when a holy solemnity is kept, and gladness of heart, as when one goes with a pipe to come into the mountain of Ahia, to the mighty one of Yashreel. And Ahia shall cause his glorious voice to be heard, and shall show the lighting down of his arm, with the indignation of his anger, and with the flame of a devouring fire, with scattering and tempest and hailstones. For through the voice of Ahia shall Ashur be beaten down, which smote with a rod. And in every place where the grounded staff shall pass, which Ahia shall lay upon him, it shall be with tabrets and harps, and in battles of shaking will he fight with it. Yirmiyahu Jeremiah 14:18 Sefer. Then Ahia said unto me, The prophets' prophecy lies in my name. I sent them not, neither have I commanded them, neither spoke unto them. They prophesy unto you a false vision and divination, and a thing of naught, and the deceit of their heart. Therefore thus says Ahia concerning the prophets that prophesy in my name, and I sent them not. Yet they say, Sword and famine shall not be in this land. By sword and famine shall those prophets be consumed. And the people to whom they prophesy shall be cast out in the streets of Jerusalem because of the famine and the sword. And they shall have none to bury them, their women, nor their sons, nor their daughters. For I will pour their wickedness upon them. Therefore ye shall say this word unto them, Let my eyes run down with tears night and day, and let them not cease. For the virgin daughter of my people is broken with a great breach, with a very grievous blow. If I go forth into the field, then behold the slain with the sword. And if I enter into the city, then behold them that are sick with famine. Yea, both the prophet and the priest go about into a land that they know not. So what happens to the false prophet and his followers? And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. And the remnant his congregation or followers were slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse, which sword proceeded out of his mouth, and all the fowls were filled with their flesh. Shazan Revelation 19:21 Sefer. There is hope if you want to break the curse of our ancestors. Devarim Deuteronomy 30:1-6 Sefer. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon you, the blessing and the curse which I have set before you, and ye shall call them to mind among all the nations, whither Ahai Eloheka has driven you, and shall return unto Ahai Eloheka, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command you this day, you and your children, with all your heart and with all your soul, that Ahai Eloheka will turn your captivity and have compassion upon you, and will return and gather you from all the nations, whither Ahai Eloheka has scattered you. If any of yours be driven out unto the outmost parts of heaven, from thence will Ahai Eloheka gather you, and from thence will he fetch you. And Ahai Eloheka will bring you into the land which your fathers possessed, and you shall possess it. And he will do you good, and multiply you above your fathers. And Ahai Eloheka will circumcise your heart, and the heart of your seed, to love Ahai Eloheka with all your heart, and with all your soul, that you may live. And Ahai Eloheka will put all these curses upon your enemies, and on them that hate you, which persecuted you. And you shall return and obey the voice of Ahia, and do all his commandments which I command you this day. And Ahai Eloheka will make you plenteous in every work of your hand, and the fruit of your body, and in the fruit of your cattle, and in the fruit of your land for good. For Ahia will again rejoice over you for good, as he rejoiced over your fathers, if ye shall hearken unto the voice of Ahai Eloheka, to guard his commandments and his statutes which are written in this sefer of the Torah, and if ye turn unto El Ahai Eloheka with all your heart, and with all your soul. For this commandment which I command you this day, it is not hidden from you, neither is it far off. It is not in heaven, that you should say, Who shall go up for us to heaven, and bring it unto us, that we may hear it and do it? Neither is it beyond the sea, that you should say, Who shall go over the sea for us, and bring it unto us, that we may hear it and do it? But the word is very nigh unto you, in your mouth and in your heart, that you may do it. See, I have set before you this day life and good, and death and evil. In that I command you this day to love Ahai Eloheka, to walk in his ways, and to guard his commandments, and his statutes, and his judgments, that you may live and multiply. And Ahai Eloheka shall bless you in the land whither you go to possess it. But if your heart turn away, so that you will not hear, but shall be drawn away, and worship other Elohim, and serve them, I denounce unto you this day that ye shall surely perish, and that ye shall not prolong your days upon the land whither you pass, over the Jordan to go to possess it. I call the heavens and the earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both you and your seed may live, that you may love Ahai Eloheka, and that you may obey his voice, and that you may cleave unto him. For he is your life, and the length of your days, that you may dwell in the land which Ahai swore unto your fathers, to Abraham, to Yitzchak, and to Yaakov, to give them. In other words, repent. Mattathiyahu, Matthew 7:11-28 Sefer. If ye then, being evil, know how to give good gifts unto your children, how much more shall your Father which is in heaven give good things to them that ask him? Therefore all things whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do ye even so to them. For this is the Torah and the prophets. Enter ye in at the narrow gate. For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leads to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Because narrow is the gate, and troublesome is the way which leads to life, and few there be that find it. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns, or figs of thistles? Even so every good tree brings forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree brings forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that brings not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Wherefore by their fruits ye shall know them. Not every one that says unto me, Adonai, Adonai, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that does the will of my Father which is in heaven. Many will say to me in that day, Adonai, Adonai, have we not prophesied in your name, and in your name have cast out devils, and in your name done many wonderful works? And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye workers of iniquity. Therefore whosoever hears these sayings of mine, and does them, I will liken him unto a wise man, which built his house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell not. For it was founded upon a rock. And every one that hears these sayings of mine, and does them not, shall be likened unto a foolish man, which built his house upon the sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. And it came to pass, when Yahusha had ended these sayings, the people were astonished at his doctrine.
So what this is telling you is, a lot of people tend to use this verse and not use it properly in judging who you're under. If the people in your leadership are at strip clubs and then come in on Sunday and decide that they want to, they don't repent, they just come to church and act like they didn't do anything wrong. They're dressed up and dirty inside. If your leadership are a bunch of hoes, that's a problem. That's the fruit that you're seeing being created. If your church is full of homosexuality, that is the spirit that's within that church. That is the fruit that's part of that church. If they're not following any of the Torah, that is a problem. That is the fruit that's coming out of that church. So you're not really now judging the churches you go in because you say, oh, you can't judge. Yes, you can. Because once you're in there, them spirits become part of you. These are all spirits. And Yahushua just told you, if a tree is bringing forth rotten fruit, you shouldn't be there. But you stay there because of, oh, I like the people, or I like the music, or I think the pastor's handsome, or whatever the reason, you're going to be a part of that remnant. Just a warning.
Mattathiyahu, Matthew 23:28 Sefer. All therefore whatsoever he bids you guard, that diligently guard and do. But do not ye after their reforms and traditions. For they say, and do not. For they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders. But they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers. But all their works they do for to be seen of men. They make broad their phylacteries, and enlarge the tzitzith of their garments, and love the uppermost rooms at feasts, and the chief seats in the synagogues, and greetings in the markets, and to be called of men, Rabbi, Rabbi. But be not ye called Rabbi, for one is your Rabbi, even Mashach, and all ye are brethren. And call no man your father upon the earth, for one is your Father, which is in heaven. Neither be ye called teachers, for one is your Rabbi, even Mashach. But he that is greatest among you shall be your servant, and whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased, and he that shall humble himself shall be exalted. But woe unto you, scribes and parashim hypocrites! For ye shut up the kingdom of heaven against men. For ye neither go in yourselves, neither suffer ye them that are entering to go in. Woe unto you, scribes and parashim hypocrites! For ye devour widows' houses, and for a pretense make long prayer. Therefore ye shall receive the greater damnation. Woe unto you, scribes and parashim hypocrites! For ye compass sea and land to make one proselyte, and when he is made, ye make him twofold more the child of Jehinnom than yourselves. Woe unto you, ye blind guides, which say, whosoever shall swear by the temple, it is nothing. But whosoever shall swear by the gold of the temple, he is a debtor. Ye fools and blind! For whether is greater, the gold or the temple that sanctifies the gold? And whosoever shall swear by the altar, it is nothing. But whosoever swears by the gift that is upon it, he is guilty. Ye fools and blind! For whether is greater, the gift or the altar that sanctifies the gift? Whoso therefore shall swear by the altar, swears by it, and by all things thereon. And whoso shall swear by the temple, swears by it, and by him that dwells therein. And he that shall swear by heaven, swears by the throne of Elohim, and by him that sits thereon. Woe unto you, scribes and parashim hypocrites! For ye pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the Torah, judgment, mercy, and faith. These ought ye to have done, and not to leave the other undone. Ye blind guides, which strain at a gnat, and swallow a camel. Woe unto you, scribes and parashim hypocrites! For ye make clean the outside of the cup and of the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess. You blind Parashi, cleanse first that which is within the cup and platter, that the outside of them may be clean also. Woe unto you, scribes and Parashim hypocrites! For ye are like unto whited sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones, and of all uncleanness. Even so ye also outwardly appear righteous unto men, but within ye are full of hypocrisy and iniquity.
And whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear you, when ye depart thence, shake off the dust under your feet for a testimony against them. Verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for Sodom and Amorah in the day of judgment, than for that city. Mark 6:11 Sefer.
My name's Johnny.